Okay, today I'm going to explain to you why Do You by Takanashi Kiwawa is an absolute bop. Let's start with the music video here. Alright, already a lot of interesting stuff going on. Here are the chords for the opening loop. It's E major, F sharp major, C sharp minor, B major. This would be the usual set of notes played for a song like this one, right? But we're just gonna take one of those notes, this one right here. We're just gonna scooch it up a little bit. So now it's there. That is going to give us a much brighter sound than the major scale. This is the Lydian scale. Okay, so on these first two phrases, Chiara actually does a glissando on the last syllable of each of those lines. Basically what that means is the pitch of the note kind of trails upwards or downwards, in this case upwards, at the same time as kind of the volume of the note fades away. So it kind of sounds like this. Wanna stop, yeah. Something special about you. When I see you, I know it's true. Yeah, now gotta get you, yeah, now. Okay, so every other bar in the first verse, we have two kick drum notes on the first beat. The second kick drum note in each of these bars has a little bit more decay, and the first one has a little bit more attack. They're not treated equally. Have a listen. That gives the track a little bit of extra bounce. I really like this. Alright, so when we get to this part in the first verse, we actually get an 808-like synth. And that is actually foreshadowing a melody that we later see in the anti-drop. When we hear it later in the song, it's so much faster than the first time we hear it here, so we never notice. It's really, really subtle. I'm locked up inside. We get to the pre-chorus. I just can't resist you, your eyes are like... Every instrument except the clap snare, the vocals, and a little bit of a synth drops out of the texture. Like a spell that I can break through, and that should scare me. I don't know. And then this is where we start to get the vocal harmonies panned to the left and right. Chiara's voice here is actually starting to take up a lot of the sonic space, and that helps build energy going into the anti-drop. Right here is when we would normally expect a chorus. In fact, it would make total sense for the track to just skip to the chorus right away, but instead we get this. Love, hate, all the same. If you know, play that game. Up inside, no, I can fight the... And there's the melody that we were hearing a while ago. Same. If you know, play that game. Up inside, no, I can... Good stuff, good stuff. Fight the feeling and I will try. We introduce the clap snare here. If you know, play that game. And again, vocal harmonies pan to the left and right. Just ducked a few decibels under the main vocal. I really like this pseudo drum fill that happens with the kind of metallic chopstick timbre that's going on, transitioning into verse 2. Yeah, cool stuff. We have a little bit of something that sounds like a processed violin going on. I think that's it. Once we get to the second stanza of the second verse, we're introduced to a, not exactly a sub bass, just something in a little bit of a higher register than that, that's chugging along on C sharp. Back to the pre-chorus. But this time, We get the vocal harmonies are different, and we get them sooner.
I just can't resist you. Your eyes are like a spell, and I can break through, and that should scare me.
It sounds a lot more ad-libby to me in this section. The other thing is, we did not have that something metallic, something like a hi-hat going on in 8th notes and then 16ths, and then the subdivision just keeps getting more subdivided and it builds up. It's a really common technique in EDM before a drop. This one. I can't really hear if the subdivision goes from 8th notes to 16ths to 32nds. That's what I would guess it might be. I mean, it could also be like 8th note triplets, but I don't really know. I could be spouting absolute garbage for all I care. Like, I might not know. I might be talking out of my ass. But honestly, it's okay to be wrong on the internet. This shot looks really nice. I was highly considering using it for the thumbnail. Doesn't that just look so sick? Agreed. Yeah. Back to the anti-drop with kind of the 4 on the floor beat plus the swung bass line. This song has some great choreography as well. Shoutouts to Kiana, who actually did the choreography for this music. Did the choreography for this music video. Okay, bridge.
Got me breathless, I am by you night and day.
So right here, we've got a chord progression that only loops once throughout the whole bridge. And it starts going stepwise up from E major, playing all the chords in the scale, in the E Lydian scale. And right here, we've got this this diminished chord actually. I'm not sure what tones are in this chord, but it is very spicy. And then I'm pretty sure from here it's just my notes say A major 7, D, A7. And the thing that you'll notice about this chord progression is it doesn't really feel like it resolves. Like, we don't reach an ending. Like, it feels like we still need to go somewhere, which is a perfect way to go back into the final chorus. I actually really like this 2-bar extension that they append to the end of the last chorus. Take a listen. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom! I like it. Alright, so those are some of the musical features of Do You by Takanashi Kiara. I'd like to say a big thank you to all the people who worked on this project. The lyrics were by Moni and Kira. Kira is actually the one responsible for producing the track, and he did an absolute banger job. The video was done by Kanaru. Choreo was by Kiana. And the logo, the Do You logo, was by Spirit Snare. All of those people can be found credited in the original video. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys next time.